Welcome back. Broadway is a great way to take in some quality entertainment, but it can also be an effective investment tool. It is all part of Barron's buzz, and Ben Levison is here with us to explain it. Ben, how are you?
Good. How are you, Paul?
So let's talk about Broadway. It seems like I've always heard these sort of horror stories about these productions that they spend so much time and money building them up, and then opening night the doors closed because the finances just weren't there. Have things changed on Broadway lately?
In some ways they have changed. That the shows, they're getting better at running them, at raising the money, at doing what they need to. There's still a lot of failure out there. Many of the shows don't ever go ahead and make the money back for investors. But very similar to how it is in the stock market, you look at management who's running the play. You look at the financing and how committed they are to returning money to their investors, and you look at things like how lean a cost structure they run, and you can actually find very good opportunities out there to make a decent return.
Let's talk about that for a second. One of the plays that you guys focus on in the story, which is going to be in the Penta magazine, is Hedwig and the Angry Inch, right. And that actually is very bare bones production, right? I mean, it's a good return there for the investor.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's two actors. It's a rock band, so on the stage, so you don't have an orchestra that you're paying. So it's very cheap to put on, and it was popular once, and it's popular again. It has Neil Patrick Harris in it. It's a huge draw, right. And it's made a ton of money for its investors.
And that's the thing too. I mean, names obviously attract. Denzel Washington, you get Denzel on stage. How much does it cost, though, to get those guys?
It's pricey, and there's no sure thing there either. You have a case of Scarlett Johansson's in there, and how she gets nominated for one Arthur Miller play, and then she kind of stinks in another, and one's a success, one isn't. So even having that big name can't really guarantee anything. You have to focus on those other things, such as the cost and the track record.
Yeah. Now, what else are you guys talking about this week?
Well, one that we're talking about, I mean, we'll stick to Penta, because Penta is a big one for us. It comes out quarterly, and we looked at the museums around the country and just how their endowments are doing. They got hammered back in 2008. Many of them were really under pressure, having to lay off workers. Barron sat down and ranked their assets just to see how they're doing now, and found that a lot of them have recovered. Their assets are back to where they were in 2008. This has come through a little bit of, I don't want to call it sleight of hand, but they've done things like add to the number of trustees. When you become a trustee at one of these museums, you might have to pony up $10 million. And so that helps a lot. That helps to boost the coffers, and you throw in this market that we've had, and that's helped a lot as well. They're still under pressure. They all want to grow. Their donors want to see some return on their money, and part of that is growing, and that's not always the greatest thing. You're also getting some donors who've decided, you know what? Rather than me donating to a museum, I'm just going to open my own museum. You're seeing that in Los Angeles, where Eli Broad is opening his own museum to compete with the Contemporary Museum of Art there.
Wow. All right, Ben, thank you very much.
Thank you.